Hi folks, this morning we are making some progress on the PEX plumbing. So I don't know, I might have showed you some of this. Over here is my well pump. I have this piece hanging. I am not ready to tie it in yet, but it'll get tied into there eventually. So I ran that up and over. We're getting rid of this water heater and we're putting an inline propane water heater. So I got my PEX coming over, my 3/4 line. This piece down here is not crimped because what's going to happen is somewhere in here, I'm not sure where, I'm going to cut a T which is going to go up and feed my water heater, which is going to sit right there on that board and flew out through that old window opening. And then so that'll tee up to feed. I think most of them, the right hand side is the input. So there's my cold water, will go up and feed. My hot water will come out and will tie into my hot water manifold. So that piece isn't in yet because I'm going to cut one piece to make it to the T, depending on where it all end up laterally. So there's my hot water manifold, and there's my cold water manifold, and they're not really squared or level, they're just kind of hanging here because as I do the fittings I need to move them out to get the crimpers in. So this one here, same thing, I'm just going to do it like that, and I can get the crimper behind it, and then when I'm done crimping all these 1/2 lines, I'll fasten this really well. So that's basically it. Doesn't look like much, but making up those manifolds was time consuming with all the crimps and everything. But that's why this blue piece, you'll notice, is just kind of flopping because it's going to get cut for that T. And then when that happens, I'll secure it all and I'll have that all fed. Next, I'm going to try working on bringing my 1/2 lines over. I'm not ready to stub them up yet because we're still working upstairs, so I think I'm just going to bring them over to where they're going and let them hang in the basement and stub them up later. Stay tuned. God bless. Hi everybody. I finished the manifolds for the PEX. Got my hot, each individual shut off for everything. I ran each one with one spare. There it is. And this one is here because this one got cut. I made a mistake, so rather than pull that all out, I made that to spare. I would have to change it if I ever add anything. And you see here, I used red 1/2". Now there's no code. The red and blue are exactly the same. They're just to identify the hot and the cold. So what I did was I had a couple extra pieces of 3/4. I just sleeved it over the 1/2 red. I had extra 1/2 red, and that way there I didn't have to drive 20 miles and buy a whole another roll of blue 1/2 to run the last 2 runs, which were like 10 feet each. So just did that. So you see over here, like I got 2 reds. I just wrote on the end of it which one was cold, and I'll phase it with blue tape or something when I stub them up, just like I did here. I left all the laterals down in the basement because we haven't done any of the walls, or still gutting upstairs, so I was alone this week, so this is a project that I could do myself. So I just don't want any of this stuff to be in the way, so I left them down here. All I got to do is drill and stub them up later. Got the washer, the sink, and the dishwasher. I got I'm going to put a silcock right on this board. I got a hot and cold for that, so I'll have hot water outside. I got my bathroom sink and the shower and the toilet over there. So that's it. Getting the washer and dryer out of here. It's going upstairs. That's basically it. The hot water heater is going to go right there. Like I showed in an earlier video, I ran the 3/4 line over, and it's not crimped in. It can come right out here because there will eventually be a T somewhere in here to go up and feed the water heater. Not sure exactly where it's going to go until I place the water heater, so That's just there. That'll be cut. So the 3/4 cold will come over. It'll tee, feed the water heater, and feed the cold manifold. The hot out of the water heater will come out, go over and feed the hot manifold for the hot side. So there's videos on YouTube that show you how to do the crimping and all these, like, it's dark, I don't know if you can see that, all the crimp rings and the whatnot. And if you want to see that, you can watch those. I'm not an expert by any means. I wasn't gonna film that, show you how to do it, because I really don't know how to do it myself. Kind of just winging it. I did hook up I had a video on my cell phone, but I erased it by mistake. I hooked up a hose fitting on each one of these, and I ran it to the washer outlet, and that was before I did any of these lateral tie-ins, so it was just the manifold itself was pressure tested, and I didn't have any leaks, so that's encouraging. So again, you know, it's just a disclaimer, this is just what I'm doing. I'm not claiming to be an expert at this. I actually like J00. He's a homesteader in Ohio, and I watch his channel, and he always gives those disclaimers. I think it's kind of funny. I really enjoy his channel. And he's like, you know, I'm not a plumologist or a whatever, just a regular dude. And so that's kind of my disclaimer, just a regular dude. I'm certainly not a plumber or any kind of mechanicalologist type dude. I'm just a dude who bought a set of crimpers and some material, watched some videos on YouTube on how to put it all together, and went ahead and did it. So I figured I saved myself some money here, which is the name of the game. So this water heater is gonna go eventually. I got all these things. One of them I was pulling out the other day. There's some old subfloor that's, I don't know if you could see it, it's all rotten. And that's where the kitchen sink was. And I had punctured one of the lines. It's still in here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I gotta pull them out. I just pulled the drain out before when I did this. And I had water everywhere, and there was no shut off. I went over to the main, shut this one off, and it didn't do anything. Just spun and spun and spun. And so, yeah, it doesn't work. It's just dead. So I ended up shutting the pump off, and of course, you know, all the gallons of water and all the pipes leaked back down, and had a little bit of a mess. And these are dripping. I put these quick connect shut-offs or caps. They're actually not dripping, but one of these down here, this one is dripping. There it goes. If I watch it long enough, you'll see it drip. But you know, when I'm down here working, I turn the water on. When I leave, I shut it off, so I'll deal with a little leak. Hopefully it won't explode on me shortly. The reason I left all this old stuff intact is because I can use the washing machine, the shower, and the sink while I'm here. So eventually, that's all going to get ripped out. All these drains are going to get ripped out and redone. Every single bit of copper is going to get ripped out of here, and it's going to be 100% PEX. And when I fire it back up, that's what it'll be. So until then, this is what it is. This hot water heater will be out of here, and it's fairly new. I don't know if it's worth anything. It'll probably just get thrown in the dumpster, unless I can find a way to reuse it. I won't have any way to use it as a water heater because I'm going to need 2 water heaters. I don't think I could sell it. I don't think it's worth anything on the open market. Although it is only a couple years old, maybe it would be. I really don't know, but whatever, I'll look into that. It's electric, they're cheap, so it's not like, even if there was a market for it, it's not like it would be worth a lot of money. It's probably going to be scrap. I clean up the rest of the stuff down here, and that's it. Thanks for coming along for the journey. God bless.